Hello lads and lasses, TRZ Plays here, and this video is gonna be my least favorite ship lines. Note the word my. It is based on my opinion, so I can describe any ship line that I do not like. So now I know that some of these are actually good ship lines in the right hands, but at the same time these are ship lines I personally do not like. Especially number 1. So yeah, enough of me rambling, and let's get straight into the video and the cancellation of me. So, time to sound like I'm beating the dead horse of battleship lines. The British BB line. Now, do I necessarily hate it? No. Do I want to play it again? Depends what ship. If it's Queen Elizabeth, I'll play it. If it's Iron Duke, maybe I'll give it a shot. If it's King George, I won't touch that line. I don't like King George V because, well, low caliber guns at tier 6. And especially when most of them have 16-inch guns, maybe even 15-inch. Scharnhorst is probably the lowest caliber. I mean, the British BB line, I like to call it Her Majesty's Flamethrower line, since, you know, the highest fire chance in the game for battleships. I know that the Soviet cruisers exist. This is just for battleships. But why is their fire chance so high with HE? I mean, come on. Not even certain cruisers have that high fire chance. I mean, what else can I say? Her Majesty's Flamethrower can, well, burn stuff to the ground in the meantime, because it's a ship line I would return to at some point in the future. Now, coming on to a cruiser line that I don't necessarily hate, I just don't like to play it. The British cruiser line. My problem with the British cruiser line is essentially the ship's armor. It's literally non-existent. But their guns are great. The problem with it, though, is just that giant citadel that can get you death struck from kilometers away. Since the British have everything neglect for armor, especially ships like Emerald, which only have 2 slabs of paper mache to the side, to protect its continental-sized citadel. Leander citadel is relatively compact, so you won't get that many citadel hits on a Leander. And once you get to Fiji and the Edinburgh, it gets a bit harder. So British cruiser line, not my least favorite, but certainly not the worst. Okay, now we're starting to getting into my actual least favorite ship lines. Coming in at number 3, we have the German DD line, and quite frankly, the entire German destroyer in general. Now, what's the problem with them? Everything. Torpedoes, miserable. And they're literally probably the slowest torps in the game. The Russian ones were meant for up-close engagement. Guns are abysmal, so why go for the German DD line when you could just go for a German cruiser, which is better? Or, if you want God tier, a German battleship. So, German DD, gets my blood boiling every time I mention it. Coming in at number 2, who else would have thought that the French cruiser line would be the second least favorite ship line for me? Now, what's the deal with the cruiser line? Well, everything. So I'm going to be frankly honest with you. Why would you go for a French cruiser when you have, honestly, you could go for a plethora of destroyers, French DDs, Soviet ones are especially controversial, that can outclass a cruiser, especially a French one. You have great French cruisers, and by that I mean only one in the form of Char Martel, and it's obvious because it's tier 7. Now, the problem is, the French really don't get cruisers, since the German cruisers are already great, and the Soviet ones can upclass it in terms of HE. The problem is when you encounter a Soviet DD, especially one with a good player. Such as in this tier 5, in this tier 5 clip, you can see a Nevny. Now, the problem is, if you encounter something like a Minsk, the French cruiser line just makes me sad. It just does. But the most fun you could have is in the French PP. So, yeah, French cruiser line, number 2. My number 1 least favorite ship line. Could it be anything else? If you recently watched some of my videos, I think you know that I do not like the Japanese battleship line. There's plenty of reasons why I don't like it. Honestly, the best ship I played in the Japanese battleship line, and that's saying a lot, is Fuso. I'm going to be honest with you. I never got Amagi because I frankly don't care about the Japanese battleship line. I got Nagato, played miserably in it, especially with 410 gun. Fuso is probably the best Japanese ship I've played, period, besides the cruisers. And it just gets my blood boiling. Well, tell me, why would you mount the Empire State Building on the hull? And it's just, my rage. What can I say? What can I say? Could it be anyone else? At number 1, the Japanese battleship line. I want to say thanks for watching the video. Write in the comments, like, and subscribe to the channel for more World of Warships commentaries.